Great. I think that was very, very, very informative, and I see my next guest as well, who also happens to be someone who talks a lot about education in and around Silicon Valley. So before I actually let you go, I think I'm going to have him as well, so that he could also listen in to a little bit about what you guys are up to, and we always need support from not only the IT guys, but we also need some more support from our congressional leaders, from our community leaders, and he happens to be one who definitely is a good mix. Someone who has been in the IT as well as now he's kind of getting into this the bigger role, which is of he always has been a community leader as well, but I would say on a different level and a different podium. So without wasting any more time, let me just have the guest as well, so that before you leave, you could say hi to him as well. Hello, Ritesh.
Hello, Varunju. Namaskar. Hello,
Namaskar.
sir.
How are you doing? How are you doing?
Doing well. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.
All right. Well, you're welcome. And we have Sejal and Utsav from Leap to College. And they were just about to leave, and I saw you. So I thought, why not? Somebody who has, I'm sure, mentored a lot of people in the past, somebody who's been into the IT industry and made a mark there as well. Would love to hear and give his 2 cents as well to these budding entrepreneurs who are leaping into something, into a new domain, a new field. While their focus is definitely on their own education, but they're also, trying to help out. These are our future community leaders, as I call them, right?
Exactly.
So they have this effort, and maybe give another 30-second kind of pitch to our community leader and see what he has to say about that. Who wants to go?
I can start off. I just want to say first that it's really nice to meet you.
Take
So
care.
about our program. So we are trying to help students in high school by pairing them up with college students or graduates through a mentorship program where they can get advice and just guidance in their journey. And then we also have a comprehensive list of resources and some interviews. And these are all just to help high schoolers, with their high school experience, whether it be through studying for tests or going to summer programs, or learning from the people in their interviews and what they did in high school to help them.
Sejal, this is fantastic what you are doing, Sejal, and also I can tell you, because I'm funding the education of 800 kids back in India, and if somebody is holding the hand and guiding them what to do, what is the next, and the resources available to them, it makes their journey so easy and so pleasant. Thank you so much for doing this thing in your early career, and I wish you best wishes. We need the bright, uh, I can say, youth like you who can drive and help others. Thank you for doing that.
All right. So that's great. While I continue my conversation with Ritesh, I really have to thank both you, Sejal, and Utsav for making this time. And I would love to have you back very soon, with a lot of more case studies, more scenarios, and preferably, you could always get some of your, maybe the mentors or the mentees on the show so that they can share their own personal experiences as well. And I think that would also be very helpful. And as I saw some of the comments, they are really appreciative of the kind of work that you guys have been doing. This was very, very informative session, especially for Asian parents or the first and second generation kind of parents who really don't know who to reach out to you. And I'm sure you're going to get a lot of inquiries on your portal. So make sure you definitely, I'm sure you're going to respond back, and as soon as you have a lot of people who are enrolled, please get them along with you on the next session. Love to have them, love to share more experience with you. So before I let you go, one more time, just share your details one more time where they can reach out to you, and then we'll see you very soon again.
So our website just once again is leaptocollege.org, and you can follow us on Instagram or for more updates, as well as on Facebook, where we also post on that as well. Those are the two main platforms that we're using.
And we are at Leap to College on those
Sorry, what?
platforms.
Sorry, what, Sejal?
And we are at Leap to College on those platforms.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Thank you, guys. It was really a pleasure having you on the show, and I wish you all the very best, and I look forward to having you guys again pretty soon with a lot of more success stories and a lot of mentors and mentees, sharing their experiences as well. So good luck and all the best for your future as well.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
us.
much.
Thanks for having us. Bye.
Best wishes,
Sure.
Switzerland.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So welcome, Ritesh, once again, and thank you for taking time. I know it's pretty late for you as well, and you are a busy, busy man because I think less than 5 days left. How's the like India में जैसे पूछते हैं, how's the Josh?
जोश तो एकदम गर्म है जिसे
Josh
कहते
करो है.
हैं.
Very good, very good.
So in fact, thank you so much, Varun ji, for inviting me.
Sure.
And always, I have a time for our people, our community. So always, I'm standing for you. Yeah.
Great.
And I'm very happy to see very bright children and everyone. This
Yes.
is what our future is, and this is where actually all children they should think about the children who are behind, and they can give the hand to them and move them forward. This is amazing, amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's start off, with the very basic question. I normally start off with the introduction, but prior to that, I'm gonna just ask you one random question. Being a congressional candidate or just being you, who you are, what's on top of your mind right now? What's the one thing that's going on right now?
Today, actually, just one thing on my mind is November thought. I'm just thinking about November thought, how to win that.
Okay.
And in fact, right now, what I see that how the people are suffering in the Bay Area. You look from the homelessness, schools are closing, everything. I always think that whether I'll be able to help them or not, and to help them whether I'll be there or not. So that's always keep in my mind that
Got it.
we need to be there to help others.
Yeah, that's actually very important as well because we are, I think, in the most expensive place in the Silicon Valley, and there's a lot of homelessness. You go to San Francisco, you go to certain parts of the East Bay, South Bay, everywhere you see a lot of people, and now with the COVID situation, it's even become worse.
Exactly.
And to add to that, the winters are coming, so it's like it's always cumulative, the kind of issues and the problems.
Yes.
But before we get into those details, again, like I said, the first question: who is Ritesh Tandon? How would you introduce Ritesh Tandon to all the people listening and watching you right now?
You can describe me as a public servant. Last 22 years, let me tell you, like 22 years ago, I came to this country. I came here for my MS and MBA from Santa Clara University. And then 12 years I worked for Cisco System. 6 years I was part of the sales team. And then last 1.5 year, I was working on my own stuff. But before even I started my education, I started working for Shankarai Foundation, where my focus was helping the community, helping the underserved people, underserved children. And last 5 years, I was president of UPMA, which is Uttar Pradesh Mandal of America, where we were funding the education of underserved children back in India. And also, like we are building the daycare for the poor children, because there are many bonded parents. They used to leave their 10-year-old to look after the 6 year, so the life of both the children as well. So what we did is we put the 6 year in the daycare and 10-year can go to the school, so both the kids can go back to the life. And the same way, I was working a lot here in the Bay Area for Latino communities, because there are actually region, Varunji, you will not believe it. There are places right here in the San Jose on 101 and Story Road where the people, they are so poor. They earn the income today and they eat the food today. If they don't earn it, then they don't have food on the table. So I was working with a lot of Latino families, and in fact, many of them, they don't speak English. So landlords and many people, they were taking advantage of them. So I used to fight for those Latino communities, and that's what my life is: working towards a community and doing the job, and then doing whatever best I can. Yeah.
Got it. And as we all know, less than a week left. So tell us a little bit about yourself, as in, what kind of, what's your view around certain rules, certain guidelines which are being implemented. Some of the I'd love to know, what's your perspective. You've already mentioned about the homelessness problem, but then there are more other bigger problems as well in our community. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you, Varunji. I can tell you, like, first of all, I'm not a politician. I'm coming just like one of the person where I see that society is suffering. You already know that when we look into you know that how my journey started, Varunji. I used to sign the paper again and again when the community used to bring the paper to me as a president of UPMA. When my opponent, he has joined the Pakistan caucus and bashing our community and working against us and so many things. So in fact, when I started going more and more deeper, I realized that the things are going very far left. For example, I'll go with a few things and I'll describe to you how Prop 16 is an open race-based discrimination. Today, when we look into the Prop 16, what it's going to do? It is going to repeal the Prop 209. And what is a Prop 209 is? Prop 209 prevent the discrimination. It don't allow any public institutions or government as well as the public sector to include the race factor into the consideration. Everything is based on merit plus some of the other factors, like if any children is poor, somebody is behind, then there are some other factors. Now, Prop 16, which is endorsed by my opponent, it is so dangerous for the Asian American children that today we are close to 39% in UC and state colleges. But when I look into the California, we are only 15%. So as per the Prop 16, once the race factor will be introduced, that means that Asian American children, which include the Chinese, Vietnamese, Filipino, everyone, they will reduce from 40% to as low as 15%. They haven't shared that what is the weightage of the race factor is and what it is, but the number, I'm sure it will go down from 40 to 35, 30, 20. It will keep on going down. I think this is not fair, especially for the hardworking children, Varunji, because what happens is the children, those who are working very hard, they will still not get the admission. But the children who are playing and because of the color of their skin, they will get into the colleges. This is exactly like a quota system what we have back in India. And it's very important for all the community to understand. And I can tell you, Varunji, 5 years back, my opponent, he has signed the pledge that he will not sign such kind of bills, but he did it and he endorsed it and he's fighting very hard. Second thing I want to say is today when we look into our Indian community, 600,000 Indian families waiting for the green card. Every day they get up, every day they think about it. I think it's not very fair because when I was here, when I came here in this country, it took me almost 14 years for Ranji to get the green card. Now tell me one thing, when my other guy who is also in my same group, he came from the UK at the same time on H1B, he got the green card in 8th month. Because I'm Indian, it took me 14 years. I think the system is wrong from the day one, but nobody has raised any voice. They think that, oh, this is how it is designed, but nobody thought of it. Who designed this system? Because these are the people who are putting the people behind intentionally. And this is where actually my biggest fight is going to come into picture, where not only we have to remove the country quota, but we need to go beyond. And we need to say that if anybody is coming on H1B, they should not be measured against the country quota. They should be on the basis of work because we are paying the taxes. We are here for US. We are here for the companies. Same way like other guys there. And it need to be the same for now.
Right.
Third thing, Varunji, I want to talk about the Silicon Valley job. Today, the Asian Americans, we are mostly in the Silicon Valley job. We are very innovative. Look into these children's, how beautiful and fantastic like project what they are doing and helping the others. This is exactly I like it to grow. But today what happened is last, I can say 10 years, almost 18,000 companies, they moved out of the California. And this thing is going very fast because of the high government regulations, cost, and then when we look into the other factors like all the intervention, government intervention, this is where actually we need to stop this thing. Today, when we look into Silicon Valley, we have the next future. We have to make the next future, which is a bio Silicon Valley. We need to focus on artificial intelligence, quantum computing, advanced manufacturing, robotics, advanced medicine. We need to bring back the manufacturing right here. I can say in the United States. There is no reason it need to be sitting in China or any part of the world. When we were depending on the PPE, it was so sad, Varunji, that I think we have not done our job properly. So looking into those factors, we have a lot more work to do and we need to continue to grow, continue to be innovative. Fourth thing comes into picture. Before I move out to this thing, I just want to mention that today colleges and companies, they don't talk with each other. We need to make sure that the companies, what they are seeing, that 4 years down the road or 2 years down the road, what is required, the same stuff need to be taught in the college. When the youth is on the third year, they should be doing some kind of internship with every companies. And in fact, with that internship, the youth will know which direction he need to go, and he can start doing more and more studies and angles on that direction. So looking into the angle, looking into the angle, I think Varunji, it's a time we need to stand up. Otherwise, the way it is going and things are going so far left, when the companies are moving out. Let me talk about this immigration part since I mentioned there are close to 4 million undocumented people right here in the California, 11 million in the United States. My opponent, he's worried more about 11 million undocumented to get the citizenship versus the 600,000 families who legally came here working hard, paying taxes. They don't worry about them. Not only this part, they have the bill which is called as H383 bill. You can look into it. It is co-sponsored by my opponent. That bill allows undocumented people who have done serious crime, which can be including rape or anything, they can stay in the United States. They cannot be deported. And I'm talking about such bill. Where are we? Are we in Venezuela? Are we in which part of the world? This is United States, which is like one of the best country, and things are going far left, Varunji. And this is where, coming from the fresh mind and looking everything from the outside, I think it is time to stand up. If we don't stand up today, Varunji, my opponent actually he want to teach more and more Islam in the school, but our books are wrong in the schools. Even I was so surprised, Hindi is not taught in the 8th grade, where you can find from Japanese, Vietnamese, all the different languages which are taught in the schools. So there are many things we have to do and work for the community, Varunji. And really like to request all the community people, don't look at the party line, work for the people and work for our children, our community.
Got it. Got it. So a little bit more on those lines, right? I mean, everybody would love to know your opinions around healthcare. What do you have to say about that?
So Varunji, first thing I want to tell you about the healthcare. When my opponent and those people they talk about the healthcare, yeah, they want to have Medicare for all program, which is going to cost about $3 trillion. Yeah, I'm talking about $3 trillion. Now, when we multiple time I ask this question, from where you are going to get the $3 trillion per year, they don't have that answer. Technically, what is happening, Varunji, when we look into the drug companies make a profit of about $80 billion per year. When we look into the insurance companies, they make a profit of about 100 to sorry 10 to $20 billion per year. So 100 billion you can save from here with a one platform system. But at the same time, we pay the premium of about $600 billion per year, so 700 billion. Yeah. Now, from where we are going to get the money, they are telling us, my opponent, that we are going to tax the rich. Now, rich people, they make $1 trillion per year. Let's say if we tax 100% rich people, so that total come out to be 1.7 trillion. Still, we are short by 1.3 trillion dollar, and nobody has any answer like how we are going to like bring that money in and how we are going to work on this. My plan for the Medicare is I want to have the very transparent system. I want to have the system where the cost of the services is very transparent and visible to the people so that they can have the choice. I like to create the system like small clinic. I like to give more and more incentives, because today when we look into our country here in the United States, anything happens, you rush to the emergency bill you 25,000, 30,000. Look into India and other countries, how nicely we have had the small clinics where you can reach to the doctors without even appointment and can do the things instead of rushing to the emergency for every small thing. Third thing is drugs. By the time the drug comes out, it is from the of by the time drugs comes out, it is already multiplied by 20 times. Now multiply by 20 times, this same medicine, it is sold outside of the United States at much lesser price. We should allow the same company drug import with the minimal FDA issues, I can say, and that will create the competition and will bring the cost of the drug down. Also, we need to have the multiple insurance plans, because today when we look into the plan, there's everybody is like a one-stop shop. The youth, they don't need very expensive plan. They can save some money. And also at the same time, the regulations. We have a lot more regulations. When I was talking with Dr. Jhapaji, he told me, Ritesh, any patient I touch, I need to do multiple process before even I can give him any advice or things. Even though I know that it is not required, I need to do it sometime. So if those kind of regulation can loosen up a little bit, I think the cost of the medicine, cost of the healthcare, cost of the insurance, everything can be brought down. And this is where my main focus will be. I like to cut all the intermediaries in between who is making the healthcare so expensive and bring the cost down. And one thing, Varunji, my plan is healthcare for everyone. If somebody is poor, then government should cover it. It's, it should provide it should cover all the pre-existing condition and everything for the people.
Got it. Got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
So I just want to say that when we work for the healthcare and everything, our main goal is keeping the people in mind, and making sure that these companies who are making the money with the high drug costs and everything, I want to chop it down, and I want to make sure that that our people and everyone is covered.
Got it. So I'll take up, one of the questions that's come up. Bringing manufacturing company to the US, how do you plan to encourage small scale industries? Is there any plan to address the homeless people through small scale industry?
Through small homeless people through small scale industry. It is okay. So first of all, one thing, I'm very sad to see the homeless people today. Out of top 5 cities in the United States, four are right here. What I like to do is the homeless people. I want to create the center. The center will be such that the homeless people, they can have 6 month or 8 month of program. Under that program, we have to give them the mental treatment. Under that program, we need to take care of their health. We need to bring them back to the regular life. In that program, I like to include all the, I can say, doctors, the volunteers, the people who are serving the food. I can say we have the good plan on those angles. At the same time, I like to invite industry experts and even teachers also to give them the training. And with that training, I like to leverage all those people, homeless people who are getting back to their life. I want to give them incentives to the companies to hire them, as well as the US companies, which we are planning to give the incentives like other tax breaks and everything, uh, further incentive to hire those people and bring them back to the life. This is where actually, Varunji, homeless people, they are not by choice. This is a condition which happen. And today when I look into our government, they are throwing the money, they are giving them drugs, they are opening the center where they can put more needles in their bodies, and they are actually playing with the life of the people, so that homeless people, they can be remain drug and lying on the one corner and they will not make any noise. No, it's not fair. Everyone has one life, and we need to work for the people, and we need to help them, explain them. And I know that, Varunji, 20% of the people are not going to come back.
Got
So
it.
for that, we have to plan it out in such a way that they can live and enjoy their life. But at the same time, 80% of the people, we need to bring them back to the society.
Got it. Okay. One of the bigger challenges this year has brought up is COVID, right? Well, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and then the additional pressure of not being able to continuously work because of COVID. They have been locked down at homes, and jobs have been lost. Companies are laying off employees like anything right now. What is your plan? What do you see as a kind of a economic revival plan, if I could call it? What is your take on that? Be it from a professional, like a job perspective in IT and all that, versus also the small medium businesses. What's your take on that?
So first of all, I want to tell you, Varunji, that when this COVID happened, nobody was aware like how serious it is. But today, when I continue to ask the questions to our governor and the California, that how the COVID is spreading, and even the people we are inside and everything, is still the COVID is happening. In fact, my plan is very clear. First of all, the COVID is serious. We need to all wear the mask. We need to take up precautions, and especially the children as well as the seniors, and seniors with the health condition, they need to stay home. There is no option on that part. But at the same time, the youth, they can go out with the social distancing measure, and they can start the work. There is no reason for complete shutdown. What the governor is doing, there is no reason for that, because the COVID medicine, by the time it will come, it will be end of 2020. By the time it goes to everybody, it will be another 6 months, 3 to 6 months, and I can tell you, we cannot shut down the economy. Today, when I work with the Latino community, they are suffering, and many people are suffering. And I want to really thanks the President Trump. I can tell you, he's sending the load of food to all the families in the Latino community. Not many people know that, not the media cover this thing, but this is the truth, because I delivered the food to the Latino families, and that is a 1 week of food. It goes to the family, and so what I mean to say is, we need to slowly start opening up. We need to focus more on businesses, because if this continues for another 3 months, many businesses will be gone forever. Today we can save some businesses, because some are already gone, which we cannot bring it back. But today we can save some businesses. We should slowly and gradually start opening up and take all the precautions. And at the same time, the youth, they should return to the work. People, those who can work from home. But those who need to be at the place, they need to take and all the social distancing measure and start getting to the track. My first of the goal is, as soon as the medicine is available, then healthcare workers and the people, those who need to be on the floor, and the customer facing job, they need to given first priority, and then the people, those who are working from home, as well as the seniors.
Got it. Okay. There are a couple of more questions which I'll pick up, and I also want to be mindful of the time. It's almost 10 o'clock, so we can definitely continue for a couple of more minutes. One of the questions that's coming up is, when do you think will this happen? Which is, companies would start manufacturing stuff in India. Now, the example being quoted here is like Apple. When do you think companies like Apple can, and whether you are in agreement or alignment with that, the manufacturing hub should move to India? What's your take on that?
So one thing I can tell you today, India has a great opportunity. What happened in China? Companies, they have realized that they cannot keep the manufacturing at the one place. At the same time, India has a great opportunity. But Varunji, I can tell you, my opponent, he has a sour relations with India. So things are not moving to the pace how it's supposed to move. We are in the Silicon Valley. We need to have the more close ties, because all companies have the software unit back in India.
Yeah.
And it is very easy to expand to the manufacturing part, and we can go in. So I will be working very closely with the US companies here, as well as the back in the country, and ensure that it need to be a one-stop shop, because here the US, the way it works is, they don't need any corruption, bureaucracy, and all those things. This is where actually I want to create the more transparent system, and ensure that once the company sign the agreement that they have to move, it need to be a flawless process, and need to be a very quick process. And especially if you have to build for the multinational, we'll build the process for them. And also, like India is one of the superpower. I can tell you, they have all the talented people. They have enough land. They have everything what the companies need. It's just one slight push, that if you're coming out from any other part of the world, then India is one of the best places to do the business. And we'll do this, yeah.
Great. Again, like I said, this was again very, very informative. Somebody who is right now 5 days away from the election results. I think sitting here and explaining the kind of direction he is going to lead us into is really appreciative. So thanks for doing that. But before I definitely let you go, a couple of more pointers, and I would rather let you kind of speak on those. what are the other things that you would love to share with all the people who are watching or listening to you that makes you a candidate, who should be elected? Tell us those kind of highlights so that people who are listening and who have still not voted would vote for you.
Thank you so much, Varunji, for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, Radio Mirchi. First thing is 22 years of my background of public service, and my complete motive is how to help our community, our people, our Indians, those who are suffering with the green card issue, homeless people in America, those who are suffering every day, and what Varunji has described earlier with the winter, and not only winter, the rain will also be coming soon. And also like my intention is to grow the Silicon Valley and take it to the next level. My intention is to teach our children the latest technologies like artificial intelligence, data computing, advanced medicine, robotics, right from the third year. My intention is not to allow any school to close, because today Cupertino is going to close 5 schools, and nobody's doing anything about it. And you know that for how many dollars? For just $5 million, which my opponent just spent it in the election for every year. I can tell you, time has come. If we don't stand up, then not only America, but entire world will suffer. Because today the United States is very innovative. Whatever we produce, it is used by the rest of the world. Today, I'm asking you, all of you, to stand up for our culture, our Hinduism as well, which is bashed by so many people. And we need to get united, and we need to raise, and we have to bring our voice back in the Washington. Today, we need to stand up for our American people, because they have given us so many things. It is time to give them back and fight for America. Let's not make this country as a socialist state and another Venezuela, what my opponent is trying to do with the progressive socialist agenda. It's time we should work for America, work for American people, and work for the community right here. And I can promise you that 22 years when I work community service, that is my part-time job, and I did more there than my regular job. I can tell you, without any single pay. I can do a lot more when I'll be working 100% for the community. So give me one chance to work for you, because in 4 years the opponent has not done anything, but give me 2 years, and you can see the difference.
Got it. All right, that's a good point that you brought up, and of course, something that everybody needs to know. What you stand for and why someone should vote. Now, a little bit, just to kind of wrap it up, on your personal front as well. Let's kind of know a little bit more about Ritesh Tandon, the not the congressional candidate, but the human being he is. You mentioned about, you've been part of Shankara, Upma, and you've done a little bit of a lot of kind of community work on through different podiums as well. I would love to know a little bit more about how, if you are selected and you are the next candidate, how do you plan to continue doing that side of the efforts as well then right now?
So for first thing is I worked for Shankar 22 years. Then I worked for Upma for 7 years. Converted Upma very similar to Shankara, I can say, where we started doing 10 daycare centers and everything.
Right.
Now, if I'm elected, I'll convert all the non-profit organizations in the Bay Area with the model of Upma and Shankara. I know that what the challenges the non-profit face, and in fact, I will become their voice, and I know how to remove the hurdles. And all the non-profit who is working for the humankind, working for the human being right here in the United States and back in any part of the world, I'll be standing for them, and I'll help them. Because coming from the non-profit background, Varunji, I can tell you, people have not seen the other part of the world. Those people, they are there. I can say we are very lucky that we end up here and we are enjoying our American dream and American life. But those people, they can equally do it if they have given the chance, but they don't get the opportunity like this. And this is where actually we need to open up the opportunity for them, if not at least for their children. So they have one life like us. They should also live their good life, yeah, and enjoy this. Because many things I have seen that the people, because of all this politics and everything, at the end of the day, the people suffer. and we have to keep everything aside and work for the common people here as well as the other part of the world.
Very, very well said. Uh, that's great. So thank you once again, Ritesh ji. Even though I made I just pushed the URL so that people could also join, and I see someone join from UK. I know he is not going to be able to, vote for you, but I would love to see, what he has to say based on what you said, because I always love people come and talk about, the session about this, and I would love to know, what he could sense from your thing. So, namaste, Deepak ji. How are you? You are mute.
Uh, yeah, sorry. First of all, namaste. And
No.
Tandon ji, you're doing a very good job. Namaste to you as well, to everybody who's watching this. The
Thank you.
point that I picked up of yours is about the COVID effect on everybody around the world, not only in US, not only in UK, overall.
Overall.
The point to be noted was let the affected elder people be at home and let the young people come up ahead, young generation. I've seen a lot of young kids, they are most of the time on the social media doing unnecessary things rather than
Yes.
putting their time into productiveness. A productiveness that is already affecting us by stopping that, production, any kind of production, maybe where the implementation of a human being is there and where we get the production out, where we get in terms of money exchange. You earn and you spend on your lifestyle. So you had that set pattern.
Right.
Now you don't have that set pattern since last 6 or 7 months. So people have been shaking, they have been disturbed, and they have been really mind-boggling what's going to happen because somebody must have just taken an insurance last year, and he won't be able to cope up this premium about it. So yes, coming to the bottom line is all the youngsters, the lockdown should be there for the people who will get affected or who can spread this or who can get affected very easily.
That is right.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
it's
yeah, go
go
ahead,
ahead.
finish it.
No, I was just telling that this should be spread not only in US but all over the world. Varunji, thank you so much for
Sure.
bringing this on the platform because I always say, take the best practice from every person. So I took whatever I liked from you, sir, and all good wishes to you. If your
Thank
motive
you.
is right, you will win. Even if maybe the wrong motive may be powerful now, but over the period, this will be a learning experience for you. This will make you more stronger.
And I just want to mention that part when you have brought up the young kids. So, Ismay, like all the young kids, and especially my campaign team as well, we were helping the seniors. They want to buy the grocery, we used to buy the grocery for them and pick up the things because they are very much exposed if they go outside. So also the same thing can be applied in the youth in the UK and other part of the world. Help the seniors what they need, and don't knock their doors. Just leave on the door and go away, and just text them that your stuff is on the door. So it's
Exactly.
yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
completely agree with you. And as a single person, whatever a person can do, like I always see anybody around, and I always think, can I help you? Can I do this for you? Can I do that
Yes.
for you? But now becoming COVID, always send a message to people because you can't touch anybody or you can't just carry there because you
Yes.
need to disinfect yourself completely. But apart from that, I always text message, if somebody's not well, let the vicinity know. My mom always says, your first relatives, your neighbor.
Exactly.
So if we take humbly care of each other, no matter what it is, and I think so, things will improvise. All we need to do is keep an eye opener, like the youngster get pushed a little bit. And whatever your motives are really very good. And I would say, in your domain, within your vicinity, you know much better. So you are the better judge for that to implement rights and do the right thing in there.
Thank you so
So all
much.
I would say is no. I wasn't about to come because it's like almost 5 o'clock early in the morning, and I've been
Oh,
watching Varunji. So this is my time. Like I did not go to work. I was not well, but rather than seeing a movie, I watch Varunji's show or something else,
क्या
which
बात है. Yeah.
हाँ जी, यही होता है. And apart from that, not only Varun ji, I also watch David Attenborough. Everybody should
Great.
watch that. Whatever he's saying, he's a 93, 94-year-old gentleman. So he's seen a century in front of his eyes. So what it was 100 years before when he was born and what it is now that he's 94-year-old, he gives a lot of change. And this would change the whole world if we don't change ourselves.
True.
Because we are all utilizing from Mother Earth. So anyway, motive should be good. Outcome will always be good.
Very well
Yeah.
said.
So
Very
good
well
luck
said.
to you. Yeah, good luck to you. Good luck to you,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not much of a politician guy, but all I can do is put a little bit
Like,
of disinfectant there
to,
to clean it up.
to be to be frank, like none of the politicians need to be politician. They need to be
Exactly.
only public servant.
I agree with you.
All right.
To this point, yes.
So on that note, thank you, of course, Deepak ji. But
Thank you, sir. Much obliged.
Ritesh ji, once again, it has been an honor. Good to know you. Good to know, what you stand for, and I wish you all the very best. Hopefully, results. I think third night go right. When are the results coming out?
Yeah, result will come out on third night.
Got
Yeah,
it.
and I just want to say on the same line, like what the COVID point it discussed, because this is what we are doing right now with a lot of Latino community. Like treat everyone equal. Don't worry about anything. Whatever way best you can do to help even one person also with whatever best way you can do it, that will be great. Because right now, this is a big disaster, and a lot of people, families, they are suffering. Even you can help even one family also with anything, whatever you can offer them, that will be great. And Varun ji, thank you so much for inviting me in this show. It is a
Thank you.
great pleasure meeting with you, and you're also Cisco guy, so I'm also Cisco,
Yes.
ex-Cisco. So it's a great pleasure meeting with you.
Same
And
here.
आपको भी दीपक जी आप रेस्ट कीजिए and wish you a
I
great day.
wish you all the very best. I'll look forward to some great news on the third night, and wish you and everybody in in your team as well. I know I've seen a lot of hard work done on social media. All the young kids and everybody supporting you. So I
Yeah.
think they definitely deserve some good news on third night. So all
Varun
the
ji,
best.
I can tell you I'm so blessed. I have such a great volunteer team and also organizations who are working and I can tell you this election is something like forming the new family, I can
Oh
say.
wow, that's great. All right. Thank you so much again, Deepak ji. Take care. Ritesh ji, sorry.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you very soon. Good night.
Thank you.
Right,
Bye.
fine.
Good night.
All right. Thank you. All right. So that was Ritesh Tandon, all the way from Bay Area, हमारे यहाँ local ही. And, he's the congressional candidate. He would be, he is definitely standing for this seat from District 17. But at the same time, the results are due in like next less than a week ago. In less than a week. So अगर आप लोगों ने अभी तक vote नहीं किया, and if you guys are still kind of looking around and thinking, you should go to his website, and you should find more details around him. If you are still have any questions, he is a very approachable person. You can directly reach out to him, talk to him, and ask him hard hitting questions if you want. But make your choice. But the most important question and the most important point out of all this is, please go out and vote. Exercise vote. That is so very important. If you want to challenge or question any of the candidates, you have all the rights if you have voted. If you have not voted, then you definitely don't even stand a chance to even ask the candidate, even the existing candidate or a future candidate, any kind of question, because you have not exercised your vote. So like I said, please make sure the elections you really, really, really exercise your vote. And like I said, you should all visit his website. His website, I think, is tandonforcongress.com. That's what his website is, and you will find all the information on his website. Uh, and like I said, you should definitely put across your questions, put across your ideas, thoughts, views, because I'm pretty sure, having heard him tonight on this show, एक चीज जो मुझे बड़ी clearly दिखी है, he will definitely be very open to get any kind of feedback, any kind of opinion, and he will not kind of judge you. Even if you are not in agreement or in alignment, I'm sure he'll be able to kind of convince you. So again, on that note, please go to tandonforcongress.com and make sure you look up all the information. And if you still have questions, if you need any kind of guidance, help, please reach out to him directly. I'm sure he himself or his team will be more than happy to help and address